Call the spaceships to Davenport. Prepare for divanarchy and interface with a couch in space. Sorry, I got too excited about my acapella synth toms there and flubbed the name of the show. It is Space Couch though, broadcast from a couch in space, coming at you live for the first time in almost a year to the date. Looks like we got some people in the space there. Oh, Moxie Dave is here. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. Not only because Moxie Dave is here, but because we got some advertisements to get through. Let's check out Liger Hawk Records. You wanna go to the URL here and check out Methods of Dance, industrial from Greece from the 90s. It's awesome. Ascender from my buddy Invictus. James Netherwald with Seeing Through Myopia. Bitman, all the way from England with Journeys. Invictus with his self-titled EP. Then you want to get on over to Summer Vampire by Tommy Tantrum. It's so goth. Anger, Fear, and Aggression from Dot Exorcist. Then you have Rain All Day from Tommy Tantrum. He is not having a good summer. A Panda in His Youth, the Ex-Girlfriend song. That's 8-Bit Panda Strike. Designer or Ascender, it's Designer from Invictus. Bitman's Questoris, Level Up. Then you want to check out the other things. We might have more Methods of Dance in the clip. There's some new Dot Exorcist from what I hear in the pipeline. You can get all that at ligerhawkrecords.bandcamp.com. You also want to check I Broke the Universe. You want to check out super7.com/Space Couch Show. The greatest advertisers, or excuse me, action figures in town. For example, their Willow line is awesome. These are over my desk right now. That's Kale, Willow, and Bev Morta. There's an original High Aldwin in the background there, but the Super 7 action figures are so great. I have them mixed in with the originals. Super7.com/Space Couch Show is where you want to go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now on you to guide the fate of today's Fine Joan Adventure from 1989. I think we will be checking out. I keep breaking the universe. I'm sorry. But it's Gem, Jewels in the Dark. You are Gem. The Misfits claim you stole the priceless Langley jewels. You must prove they're wrong. Are you ready? Here we go. All right. Space Couch Adventure time. Okay. Page 1. Setting the scene. The noise inside the Hard Rock Cafe is deafening, but who cares? Everyone in the place can feel the sparks of excitement. The lights flash and whirl as the jukebox blasts out your latest record. The dancing crowd loves it, and all eyes are on you, Gem. You're dancing on the top of a platform. As you twist and turn your satin jumpsuit and flying pink hair shine outrageously in the glare of the photographer's lights. Come on, Gem, shouts Richard Guiley, New York's top fashion photographer. He's watching your every move through his camera, and he's ready to start snapping pictures. You're wearing $5 million worth of jewels. Let me see a $5 million smile. Suddenly, you catch sight of yourself in a mirror. There it is, a golden necklace of the largest emeralds, rubies, and rare colored diamonds in the world, glowing around your neck. You still haven't gotten used to the famous Langley jewels. That's what I wanted, Gem, Richard calls when he sees the radiant smile spreading across your face. In another month, every woman will be able to look in the mirror and smile, seeing herself in that necklace, in a way. That's because Mecca Jewelry is bringing out a collection of costume jewelry based on the famous Langley jewels. And they're planning a big advertising campaign with magazine ads, TV commercials, and billboards, all starring you. Turn to page 2. Okay. That's why you and your rock group, the Holograms, have come to New York City. For the past 3 days, Richard Guiley has taken shots of you wearing the jewels everywhere and with everything. You wore them with a fur coat, riding in a horse-drawn carriage in Central Park, and on a silk and lace gown as you danced in the middle of Fifth Avenue at midnight, and even with a baseball uniform at Yankee Stadium. Gem, take a breather, Richard shouts, turning off his lights and stopping the music. Then he calls to his assistant Amanda, reload my cameras. But before you can relax, you hear a loud crash as one of Richard's lights topples to the ground. Your stupid pictures need some pizzazz, and I'll make sure you get it. Uh-oh, trouble has just walked into the Hard Rock Cafe. It's Pizzazz, the smart-mouthed leader of the group called the Misfits. Here comes the rock trio that loves to hate you. Pizzazz, Roxy, and Stormer rudely push their way towards you. But in a flash, your friends Sasha and Aja, AJA, and your sister Kimber are by your side. Yes, satin jumpsuits for the win. Go on to page 3. All right, here it comes, everybody. Is that your hair, Gem Honey, or did you stick your head in a cotton candy machine? Pizzazz snarls, twisting a string of black pearls in her fingers. What are you doing here, Pizzazz? Shanna asks angrily. Groundhog Day is 6 months away. Damn! That's going to cost you, Pizzazz says, kicking over another of Richard's lights. Catfight? When the Misfits crash a party, something always gets broken, Roxy laughs. Anger turns your face red as a perfect Langley... Anger turns your face as red as a perfect Langley ruby. The Misfits have a bad habit of following you everywhere and trying to make your life miserable. You know that the people from Mecca Jewelry's ad agency, Manhattan Dreams, are watching you closely from a corner of the room. But so what? Maybe it's time to teach the Misfits a lesson. If you want to show Pizzazz that you won't put up with any more trouble, turn to page 9. If you think you should hold your temper and keep the ad agency people happy, turn to page 13. All right, what do you think? Should we give Pizzazz what for? Or should we hold our temper and make the ad agency people happy? I'm on a delay, so I gotta give it a second. I'm kind of thinking we should knock her out, but I wanna hear what you say. I put my comments over here in case I can't. I should do like that. I could see them a little better. All right. So do we knock her out? Okay. 1,000 men says I say fight. All right. I dig it. So we're gonna take her on. All right. So turn to page 9. That's page. The Misfits have caused enough problems for you. Now you're going to cause a few problems for them, in spite of the fact that half of Manhattan, the Manhattan Dreams ad agency, and all of the people at the cafe are watching you. A quick swing of your arm causes Pizzazz to back away. She trips over her 5-inch heels and goes flying. You can't make a fool out of me, Pizzazz shouts. No, you can do that yourself, you answer back. Sick burn! The crowd laughs and the defeated misfits slink away. Hell yeah! Okay, turn to page 66. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I wanted to do another Thundercats one, I will admit, but there's only one I could find like on the internet, so I bought it off of eBay. So it should be showing up if we need to do one more of these. The next morning, while you're eating breakfast on the terrace of your hotel room, you get a big surprise of your own. Splashed across the front page of the newspaper is a huge photo of you hitting Pizzazz. The headline reads, Costume Jewelry Queen Pastes Her Rival. 2 minutes later, the telephone rings. It's Mecca Jewelry calling to fire you as their model. We've decided that's not the kind of excitement we're looking for. But it's not fair, you say unhappily. You've lost the modeling job, but that won't stop Jem and the Holograms from writing a new song called It's Not Fair. And guess what? The single goes platinum in 2 days, and your music video wins 5 awards. The next time your picture hits the front page of the newspaper, the headline says, Jem, Performer of the Year. You send a dozen copies to the Misfits with a note that simply says, thanks. The end. Ah! So you punch out your rival and get like what was the deal? It's the front page. It's not fair. It goes platinum in 2 days, and a music video wins 5 awards. Awesome! I'd take that deal. Like, people look weird in, like, cologne ads anyway, right? Okay, so just for the sake of filling time. Okay, that's the right answer. Like, right. As far as I'm concerned, violence has won. But let's just see what happens if you don't punch her out. Like, that you got the good ending already, I love that. Like, who's not going to choose violence? They must have known that. Okay, go to page 3. Okay, so if you would have held your temper, the internet, here's what would have happened. This is just like some comic book alternate universe, like Earth 2. It's like not as cool. There's the Flash, but his costume looks fucked up. Like, if you blow your top at Pizzazz, you just might be blowing your job too. This is not the time or place to teach the Misfits anything. Come on, you say, turning your back on the Misfits. We've got work to do. Then the Hard Rock's bouncer shows Pizzazz to the front door and slams it shut with a bang. For the rest of the week, Richard clicks off shots of you and the Langley Jewels in New York's most beautiful setting, the Museum of Modern Art, the fountain at the Lincoln Center, and at the top of the Empire State Building. Sometimes you're photographed with the holograms behind you, and sometimes you're the only attraction. Finally, Saturday night comes, the night of the big publicity party. You arrive dressed in an exquisite evening gown covered with hand-sewn pearls. Around your neck, as always, are the priceless Langley jewels. Just as a tall man wearing a white tuxedo steps to the microphone to introduce you, a hand in an arm-length leopard skin glove pushes him away. Only one person would come to this affair in gloves like that, Pizzazz, or many of our viewers. We're the Misfits, she says loudly into the microphone, and we have an announcement. Listen. Turn to page 18. It's just like the Misfits to crash an important party like this. For a moment, Pizzazz just stands in the spotlight, watching the crowd and popping her gum in the microphone. You think Jem's really hot, don't you? Well, I've got news for you. She's gonna steal the Langley jewels and keep them for herself. So what? Where are the cops? So watch her. Then she tosses the mic aside. It's spelled Mike, Mike, aside with a crash and walks off the stage. The audience is stunned into silence. You're really twisted, you say nose to nose with Pizzazz in the doorway. But Pizzazz only laughs as the police drag her and the other misfits out of the hotel. Those girls could ruin a skunk's reputation, says a voice behind you. Mm. When you turn around, there's a handsome face of David Michael Springer, the only pop star with as many records on the charts as you this year. Forget the misfits, says David Michael. My band and I are starting a new world tour tomorrow. Why don't you come with me? We could tour together. If you want to go with Springer, turn to page 68. If you want to stay in New York and promote the Langley Jewels, turn to page 25. Should we go on tour with Teenage Dreamboat David Michael Springer, or promote our Langley Jewels here in New York? It's a world tour. So we could go. We could play Gaukaren in Iceland. That's a fun place. Uh, yeah, we could hit Finland. We'd have to skip Knoxville though. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Tour. Okay. Thanks, Moxie Dame. So we're going on the tour with the hottie, and that's on page 68. Almost nice. 68. That's at the end of the book. All right. All right. You and the holograms split up in the airport terminal, checking TV monitors for the flight that. Wait, I fucked up. Sorry. Sorry. And around the world tour starring the world's two top pop groups, it's too good to pass up. You and the holograms immediately rush back to the Plaza Hotel and stay up all night packing your wardrobe. Uh, Early the next morning, you board a private jet to say goodbye to New York City and the Misfits, to the photography shoots for the jewelry ads, and to the Langley Jewels. And you also say goodbye to the mystery of the jewels in the dark. It's a mystery. Wow! It's getting meta. It's a mystery that would have drawn you into a strange whirlpool of action and suspense on that very same day. But since you left town, the mystery never happens, and so this is the end. The book gets spicy at you. It's like, well, fine, you didn't want to do my adventure. Go F yourself. Like, and we'll call it there, because those two endings are so wonderful to me. You did let us not forget that, internet, you have one gem, Jewels in the Dark, as far as I'm concerned, because you no. All right, okay. We can do one more choice, and then we'll call it. Okay, so this is more fun than I thought it would be. I don't know how it's like reading out there, because I know it's a lot of me scrolling through my stupid phone, but this is like, I don't. I feel like somebody's getting out some real anger in this book. Like some intern, got tasked to churn out a gem choose your own adventure, and is quietly yelling at their dad or something. Okay, so okay, so gotta track back all the way. Um, and then we go to page 13. Sorry, I gotta retrace my steps. And then on page 18, Uh, so if you stay in New York, it rewards like delaying gratification so far. Okay, a tour with David Michael Springer could be the time of your life. Then again, so is representing the Langley Jewels. You'd rather be the main attraction in New York than share the stage with David's band. They don't even name him. Maybe the next time you tell him, then you disappear into the party to give interviews. Late the next afternoon, you're thinking about the party and missing Rio, the special guy in your life. I wish Rio. Oh, that's a dude. Okay. I wish Rio had been there, you tell your sister Kimber. He would have loved it, but he's still tied up in LA trying to get our next album mixed. Oh, she's dating the producer? Ugh. Hey, Kimber, aren't you listening? You say suddenly. Where are you? On tour with on tour with David Michael Springer, she answers dreamily. Let her dream, you decide. After all, it's nice to be left alone in your own little dream world for a while. You're enjoying just being yourself for a change. Jim's other half, Jerica Benton. Tomorrow, it's back to the photography grind for one more big shoot. Then you'll say the familiar words that tell Synergy, your super sophisticated computer, to change you into Gem. But for now, it's quiet time. So you turn on the TV and then call up room service to order a big plate of nachos, your favorite snack. Turn to page 6. No choice yet. Um, Perhaps we'll do a little coda, but we'll see. Bright and early the next morning, the limo arrives to take you to the site of the last shoot at an 80-year-old mansion on Long Island. Shayna, Aja, and Kimber aren't going on this one, so you kiss them goodbye and head for the door. You glance in the mirror, then touch your Gemstar earrings and say, "Showtime, Synergy." Instantly, the holographic image appears, turning you into Gem. An hour later, the limo pulls up at the mansion, and you walk inside. But you're the last to arrive. The small library is already crowded with people, photography equipment, and lights. Richard's assistant Amanda is helping him set everything up. The wealthy brother and sister who own the Langley Jewels, Gabriella and Charles Langley, are there watching. You met them for the first time at the party Saturday night, and now here they are again. And sitting in the corner, as always, are Margaret Draper and Gordon Walsh, the two people from the Manhattan ad agency. Okay, team, Richard shouts, calling for everyone's attention. I've got enough lights in here to make this little room hotter than an oven. The faster we do this, the faster we get out of here. Turn to page 21. Oh, narrative. This is hilarious. Well, thank you, guys. So good. Moxie Dame in the house. Amanda powders down. Oh, so much narrative. Amanda powders down your makeup, and then Richard adds the final touch. The heavy jewels around your neck. The 10 matchless rubies in the necklace gleam against the green silk blouse that fall over the top of your black Toreador pants. Richard places you against a wall of leather-bound books, while Amanda draws the heavy velvet drapes across the floor to imagine reading this shit. Like, who cares? Amanda draws the heavy velvet drapes across the floor to ceiling windows of the library. Let's go for it, Richard says, flipping a switch, turning on all of his spotlights. The bright lights come on, and then there's a popping sound. Suddenly, the room is totally black. Rats, I blew a fuse, Richard says. Come on, Amanda, where are you? Open the drapes so we can see. But for some reason, the drapes don't open immediately. But you don't need eyes to sense that someone is standing near you in the dark. In fact, you can feel warm breath on your face. What's going on? You have a chilling feeling that something awful is about to happen. All at once, there are hands around your throat. Then something pinches your neck. Finally, Amanda pulls back the heavy curtain and sunlight fills the room. Oh no, Gabriella screams in horror. The jewels! You raise your hand to your neck and feel only soft skin. The necklace is gone! Turn to page 38! All right. 35, 7, and... What the... Okay. While the lights were out, the jewels disappeared. Charles Langley, his face pale as ivory, locks the library door. No one leaves the room, he shouts. He pounds on the door and orders servants to call for the police. You're bleeding, Amanda says, wiping a drop of blood off your neck. Drops of real blood, where before there were only blood red rubies. You can't speak. Can this really be happening? and then turn to page 26. Getting exhausted with all this page turning. A half hour later, Charles lets Lieutenant Henderson into the locked room. For hours, he takes statements from each of you. Then, one by one, Amanda, Gabriella, Margaret, and Margaret are taken to another part of the mansion to be searched by one of the women police officers. Richard, Charles, and Gordon are searched by the lieutenant himself. To everyone's surprise, the police find nothing on any of the suspects or in the room. No one went in or out of the library, but the jewels take a hike, says the police officer. Unbelievable. Okay, I can't hold any of you beautiful people tonight, but I'm watching you. We'll talk again real soon. Turn to page 4. Okay, so the jewels have been stolen somehow. As I burp into the mic, when you walk into the hotel where the misfits are staying, heads turn. It's Jem, people say. Oh, wait, I fucked up. All right, here we go. Back at the hotel, your 3 friends already know the bad news about the Langley jewels. They're watching the 11 o'clock reports, and just as you walk in, Eric Raymond's face pops up on the screen. He's the snake who's supposed to be your partner, but he's promoting the misfits instead. Are you saying that Jem is capable of stealing the Langley jewels? A TV reporter asks Eric. Everyone thinks Jem is Miss Goody Two-Shoes, Eric says into the camera, but I know she's capable of anything. Absolutely anything. How can that lowlife say those things, you shout. Then the news anchorman comes back on. On Saturday night, Pizzazz of the Misfits accused Jem of planning to steal the jewels, and now the necklace is missing. We'll have a full report after these messages. When the news is finally over, you know one thing for sure. Everyone in New York, even the police, think you stole the Langley jewels. So you're going to have to solve this mystery by yourself. But can you do it alone? If you want to look for the jewel thief yourself, turn to page 14. If you want to hire a private detective to help you, 32. So the question is, should we look for the jewels ourselves or hire a private detective? You know, it's hard to tell where to go with this one. It's what would be the most responsible thing to do? It's interesting quandary. Makes you think about like life and stuff. I'm kind of thinking detective. Yeah, Moxie says detective. Let's go detective. All right, we got money, right? Like, I mean, why? What good is it if you don't spend it? We're Jem. We got shit to do. Hiring a professional to solve the case and clear your name is the most sensible thing to do. After all, you're not a detective, and this isn't an Agatha Christie novel. So meta. So after running one long manufactured fingernail down the private list of investigators in the yellow pages, you call someone named Harry Knox. All right, Shadow Knoxville. Don't worry, he says after listening to your story. I won't even raise a sweat solving this one. Turn to page 49. All right, Harry Knox. Sounds like a Bart Simpson reference. In less than 2 days, Harry Knox comes to your suite in the Plaza Hotel and announces that he knows who the real thief of the Langley jewels is. It's you! It's you, he says. You're taking the fall. Hope you know how to pack a parachute. Before you can say anything, the police rush in and drag you away. They're completely convinced that Knox is telling the truth. How could this happen after you placed all your trust in this man? But the real thief puts $10,000 in his hands to plant evidence against, because the real thief put $10,000 in his hands to plant evidence against you. Unfortunately, it's not always sensible to do the most obviously sensible thing. See you in 20 years, Jem. Sorry about that. I fell over on my space controller, but it literally ends with "See you in 20 years, Jim." Oh, that was fun. You won already because like I'd rather have a hit record in video than go on uh, some goofy chase for jewels. But that was that was hilarious. Uh, I gotta take a breather, but thank you to everybody. Space Couch will be back at 3 p.m. Next Sunday with Biocarbon 13. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your millions of dollars you won from your hit record, and Space Couch is space out.